Hello, dear audience. This is Manisha. I am a former Fulbright FLTA. I served as an FLTA at the University of Georgia in 2021-22. And I created this channel to encourage people to apply to this program and to know about this great opportunity. And also to those who are already selected to this program, to give them an idea what to expect from the academic culture of the United States and just in the United States itself. And today I am interviewing one of the successful FLTAs, Fulbright FLTAs, who served as an FLTA at Arizona State University in 2010 and 11, like 12 or 13 years ago. Thank you so much, Ms. Gulnora, and thank you for accepting my offer, and thank you for your time. Yeah, and the floor is yours. Please, would you mind to tell us a little bit about yourself? What are you doing currently? And a little bit about the FLTA itself. What was it like to be an FLTA?
Hello, Manisha.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hello, Manisha. Hello, Manisha. Hello, everyone. I'm Gulnora. I'm an English instructor at MSU in Dushanbe. So I have started teaching English since my graduation from university in 2005, and it was in 2009 when I applied to FLTA, and in 2010 I became the what do you call it when you I passed all the application criteria, and I became a FLTA. I did FLTA in Arizona State University. It was a long life experience about which today probably we will speak a little bit more.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gulnora. Yes, I've heard a lot about your experience, and I know that you were the first FLTA at that university, I mean, from Tajikistan, right?
Not exactly. Before me, there were representatives.
Okay. Okay, but you did a lot as an FLTA.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I did a lot.
Okay, so my first question would be, this is something like what all the audiences are interested in. How many times did you apply to get this opportunity, to get selected or to be a finalist for this program?
I tried only once and I was selected. I think this is due to the fact that before applying, I studied the Fulbright FLTA program, its criteria, its requirements very carefully. And I prepared myself also for writing the application form. For example, for example, I Googled and learned a couple of articles on how to write a successful motivation letter. And I found that, for example, such a good idea that first of all, you have to study the program and see if the program's requirements, program's aim match with your aim. Like, does this program really match your future aims, goals? And when I found out yes, when I wrote my motivation letter, I tried to match my aim with the program's aim. So that's why it was a successful one. I tried only once and I was selected.
Okay, so it means like writing a good motivation letter made you stand out, like.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And what, like, as an FLTA, we faced a lot of challenges, right? Like, what were the challenges you faced while you were on the scholarship? And I mean, both academically and personally. Like, was there any challenge or it went smooth?
No, of course. I remember myself, even after I was selected, I was still nervous about how I'm going to teach Tajiki. I have teaching English experience, but I have never had teaching Tajiki experience. How is it going to be? So I was a little bit nervous, and I once asked it from the U.S. Embassy representatives, and they told me that the idea is that, I told them that I have never had teaching Tajiki before. I'm a little bit nervous about it. They would tell me the idea is that if you are a good English teacher, you are aware of different kind of teaching materials, then why it should be a problem to teach the language that you know very, very well, your own language, your mother tongue. So they, what you call, a little bit calmed down. And when I went to the United States and started teaching Tajiki, it turned out that yes, they were exactly right. If I know how to approach with teaching materials, and if I know the language, why it should be a problem? It was not a problem. It turned out to be that it was not a problem. Also, I think I did, since like I worked with different materials in English, I could prepare a lot of materials on my own also. I remember, for example, I would prepare tests, different tests after each unit. I would prepare such kind of activities when you listen to the Tajiki song and fill in the gaps within the song. So I did different kind of jobs and it was good. Talking about other challenges, let me try to remember because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 12 years ago, almost. It's a long time. 12 years, almost 13.
12, 13. Personally, when I arrived in Arizona, first of all, I was a little bit kind of, what do you call it? Shocked maybe, because in Arizona, the weather was very, very hot. And everywhere around there were a lot of cactuses, big cactus trees, and palms all around. And I didn't feel that I came to the United States, but as if to some kind of Arab countries. But very soon I came in love with that state, with that city, because I found out that everything which was built in Arizona, they were done very professionally. Everything was in harmony with the nature, with the weather. And I very soon started liking the city, the surrounding. And regarding the hot weather, the first week when I arrived in Arizona, I had some kind of a strange headache. And after maybe a week, yes, I told my coordinator about this, that I'm having a strange headache I had never had before. And he advised me to take water, adding salt into it. I did it, and after maybe 2 times I tried it, I stopped having headache almost throughout the year. So I had no other problems with my health, especially with my headache, which was linked with the hot weather.
Yeah, maybe you were dehydrated.
Yes, that's why the water with the salt helped me a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Gulnora, for sharing your first-hand American experience. And my next question would be, like, we are from Asia and we are going to the very Western, country. It's like we all face cultural shock, So did you experience any cultural shock when the first time you arrived to Phoenix, Arizona? Would you mind to share anything if you remember? It was like 12 years ago. If you remember anything, that would be the best.
I remember because this experience it was 1 year experience, but it turned out to be a long life. I still remember it during the classes. I still talk about it when with my friend, like everywhere, because it gave me a lot of experiences. And I still, of course, remember. For example, I remember such a thing when I signed up for a course. It was on political study, and when I was in the classroom, the teacher, he was a man. Since in Arizona the weather is so hot, everyone would go with shorts.
Mm-hmm.
The policeman was also strange for me. Like, it didn't look very serious for me when every time I saw the policeman with the shorts, not trousers, like really. And I remember when this professor came to the classroom also with shorts, it was okay that I saw him with shorts, but what was very, very strange, he would put his leg on the desk and would talk to us, teach us. We were in front of him, about 40 plus students. And I thought, like, what's going on? Why this professor is came with shorts, one thing, and another thing, he's putting his feet on the desk in front of us, like, it's not serious. And he would teach us. But of course, I understood that there is nothing wrong. It's just about the differences. I took it as a fun. I just maybe smiled to myself a little bit, maybe laughed a little bit, and then stopped. But that professor was a very respected professor. I really liked his classes, his approaches. I learned a lot from him.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's kind of a sign of independence, you know. The main thing is how you deliver and have others retain the information you give, you know. So this is the main thing. As long as you're good with this, no worries what you wear, what you do, right?
Yes.
So,
like, in the will never ever happen such a thing when the professor
exactly.
would pause and then putting his like feet on the desk, like, oh my god, no way.
I had the same experience with my students. I was shocked the first time I entered the class. My student was sitting the way have you have your professor did. She crossed her leg on the top of the desk, and I'm like, what is she doing? Am I not like a serious teacher? You know, I took it personally. I thought maybe she is not respecting me, you know. It was very strange. So I had the same cultural shock with my students. You had it with your teacher, but I had it with my students. So the next question would be, thank you so much, Miss Gulnora. And it's refreshing your memory, right? I know it's not easy to remember what was like 13 years ago. And so what were your responsibilities at your host institution? Like, as an FLTA, Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant, what were your like duties? What were your responsibilities? Did you take classes? Did you audit or took them credit?
Yes. As program required, we had to sign up for 2 classes at least, and also teach Tajik language and culture if students will be available. So in the first term, I signed up for 2 courses. It was without certificate, without credit. And in the next term, I signed up for 3 classes. And in the second term, I decided to sign up for the 3rd class. And especially, I signed up for a language class. I just wanted to see how teachers deliver a language to American students and how American students learn language. In this way, I also then adapted my teaching Tajiki classes, which was happening in another class. So another responsibility was to teach Tajiki. In the first term, I had 2 group of small classes to teach Tajiki. They were elementary level, and in the second term, I had elementary and intermediate level.
Wow.
yes, but with 2 and 3 students in each.
Okay, that's good. I also had like, I think in the first, like in the fall semester, I had 2 groups. No, in the fall semester, I had only 1 group. Then in the spring semester, I had 2 groups. Yeah, I had 2 groups. So like in the first semester, I had a group of like 5 and 3 students. In one of my groups, there were like 5 students. In another, there were 3. But it's very difficult to find students to sign up for your class, you know, because not many people know about Tajiki language. You kind of, yeah, you get through it through like Persian language. Oh, it's one
Yes.
of the dialects of Persian, and they're like, oh, really? Yeah, you know, then they'll get interested in it. So it, like as you said, it was like your experience was 13 to 12 to 13 years ago. Are you still in contact with other Fulbrighters or your friends, your professors at your host institution? And would you mind to share like some tips how to maintain this, like, you know, this contact with your friends, with other Fulbrighters, with your professors, because I also need it, you know. I recently graduated, I mean, like from this program, so it will be something useful for people who are alumni for this program.
Well, in reality, it turns out that year by year, the contact becomes less. Maybe because, I don't know, now there is different interest or what. But at the beginning, we had a good contact with each other. For example, I remember that after I came to Tajikistan, my coordinator contacted me and asked me if I'm interested in going back to the United States and teach summer classes.
Wow, it's a great opportunity.
It was a great opportunity, but I was so happy that my students gave positive recommendation.
Wow.
So it was a great experience. Turned out to be not only for me but for my students too.
Wow.
That she told me that your students gave very high recommendation. That's why they're interested to invite me to teach summer classes.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And some other time when students used to come to Tajikistan, I also would see it on Facebook and go and see them here in Dushanbe.
Wow, so they visited you here in Dushanbe?
Yes, my student came to Tajikistan to take summer classes in Tajikistan.
Wow.
And also my American friend, she also came to Tajikistan. We had a lot of fun with this. Two of my students, they actually came to Tajikistan.
Wow.
Kelly and one of my friends.
This is one of the aim of Fulbright FLTA program, you know. Wow, you did a great job.
Yes, my American friend liked Tajikistan very much. Was very excited. She liked everything. One of my students also, she had a nice experience. I think there is some sound. Yes.
No, it's okay. You go ahead. You're good.
And but another of my student, when he came to Tajikistan, he didn't come right in 2011, but he came in 2012, something like that. I don't remember exactly now. He had some health problems, but in general, we also liked it very much. It's very strange that when I was in Arizona, I thought that Arizona is the hottest place, but when they came to Tajikistan, they told me that they think they find Tajikistan hotter than Arizona.
Oh, that's interesting, because sometimes it might be because of water and climate, you know.
Yes, yes. Otherwise, in Arizona, it snows only once in 10 years, but in Tajikistan, we have winter and all other seasons. But they used to tell me that they find it very hot here.
Interesting, right? So thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Gulnora. And my next question would be,
I'm so sorry, sorry to
sorry?
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt you about the contact. I'm
Uh-huh.
still in contact with my roommate.
Ooh,
Yes, my FLTA fellow from Uzbekistan. We're still in contact. Time to time, we also come in video chat and show to each other our kids and things like that.
wow,
Yes,
that's
but with
amazing.
other FLTAs and coordinators only through Facebook, just liking and sharing some maybe useful materials. Year by year, it seems that
The
the
number will
contact,
become less,
yes, will
right?
become less and less. This is the
Okay.
reality.
Okay. So your advice would be just from time to time to just keep writing them, right? Update them with your life, or that would
Yes.
help. That will help to maintain the contact with. Okay. Thank you. Um, So, what was the main takeaway from this program, from this experience? Like, you
Yes.
can share only like one would be fine.
Well, language improvement, first of all. I've improved my English very much. I became more confident. As I've already said, very often in the class, I can bring real life experiences about language matters, like how American would say this exactly. It can be a grammar or pronunciation, or maybe some other language questions, language issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I've improved my English very much. I've also learned a lot about the American society, culture,
Mm-hmm.
um, very diverse culture indeed. And
Mm-hmm.
another, like personally, I learned that unless you, what do you call it, do not cause a problem to someone else, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. If
Uh,
you,
yes, I've learned some sort of independent kind of things, like feeling more independent, feeling more relaxed, flexible. I've learned it from
yeah,
American people.
yeah. As Americans say, like, as long as you are not
Causing problems.
you are following the rights, you're good to go anything you want. You just need to be, as we call in Chorchubay Qanun, in the
Yes, yes.
frame of like, yeah, their terms and the conditions. So thank you. And I think I've asked this question, but what was one thing that changed the way you live, like forever?
As I've already said, a little bit more being flexible, adapting to situations. Of course, think also differently, because when you grow in one society, you think that the rules of this society are the only correct rules and way of thinking. But when you travel and you see different people, then you understand that there are different ways of thinking and there are different ways of correct thing to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. And so if you had a chance to do all over again, what would you do differently? If you had the chance to go back to the United States with this opportunity, what would you do differently? Is there something you would want to change?
Okay. I think when I was in the United States, I've prepared a lot of materials, but what I didn't do, I didn't compile them all together. I think that these materials would be useful for those who would like to learn Tajik language, and maybe for those FLTAs who would go to the United States to teach Tajiki. I didn't do that. I've prepared a lot of materials for elementary level, intermediate level, different kind of activities, tests. But what I didn't do, I didn't compile them together. I think that if I had a chance, I would compile this all and maybe expand it all. I would do that. What else? I think that I didn't. I did everything possible when I was in the United States. Me and my roommate would tell us that imagine that tomorrow you're living back home. So you have to grab every opportunity, and so we did. When we
Wow.
had, for example, winter break, summer winter break, spring break, fall break, we would go to different states, different places to see, experience.
Yeah.
So I think I was on the right way.
Yeah, I'm so glad and happy that you used it. You used 100% what you had for as an FLTA. And yeah, and especially like going to other states, visiting other states, it's completely different culture, and it seems like you're going to a different country, like I feel like
Yes.
United States is not 50 states within one country. It's 50 different countries, because wherever you go, the culture is different, the ethic is different, the attitude of people are different. Everything is different.
Everything is different.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Thank you so much. And my last question would be, what would be your advice for us I am also an alumni, and also people who are about to go to the United States? Like, what would be your advice for us and to those who are already selected?
Yes. Those who are selected, congratulations. They're going to experience a lot of new things, wonderful things. They shouldn't be afraid. The program, it's not a new program. It's been working for a long time. So everything is, organized, thought about. So, for example, when we went to the United States, we had an orientation day here in Tajikistan in the U.S. Embassy. Then we had a week in Indiana University in the United States, and then another kind of orientation week in Arizona State University. So there are always people who will show you, explain you, lead you how to be safe in the United States, how to be more productive, and have a long life experience. So they shouldn't be afraid. They should go for it and grab for every opportunity they will have in the United States. As for those who have already finished, I think that we still have to be in contact with the U.S. Embassy and with our coordinators in the United States, so that maybe we will be helpful for future alumni and future those who go there and work there. We can give them a lot of advice on how to teach Tajiki, how to teach Tajik culture.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much. And yeah, I also want to add that everything is well planned for this program, and Americans are very kind to help you to have a really good experience, So yeah, I agree
people
with
at
you.
university, they were very, very nice. They were we had a lot of friends. They were very, very helpful. And of course, we also tried to be helpful. So yes, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of useful things to take away. We didn't have sort of any problems or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Gulnora, and thank you for your time you spent with me today. I know it's I think your working day is finished. It's almost like the time to go home, right? And
yes, I will leave it by.
Thank you so much, and thank you for contributing to Fulbright FLTA program. And inshallah, in the future, maybe we will all get to gather, make a small forum for all the FLTAs. That would be great to share our experiences, right? And thank you. Have a great evening with your family. Enjoy your evening. And yeah, see you like in the upcoming, maybe if there is any event. Have a great evening. Is there anything you want to say?
No, I just also wanted to thank you for starting such a big, very interesting program. Thank you for refreshing our memories, our wonderful memories about our experience, and also have a great day, a great evening.
Thank
Hope
you
to see
so
you
much.
soon.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
Yes.